The sound pierces the quiet of your home. It's a distant, rising and falling wail, an ambulance, a fire truck, or a police car. And before you can even register it, your furry best friend stops everything they're doing. Their ears perk up, their head tilts, and they let out a long, soulful, and surprisingly melodic howl, joining the chorus. We've all seen it. We often chuckle, grab our phones to record it, or simply wonder what on earth is going through their minds. The most common assumption is that the high-pitched sound must be hurting their sensitive ears. We project our own discomfort onto them, thinking it's a cry of pain. But what if I told you that's not it at all? What if your dog isn't in pain, but is actually participating in a conversation that's thousands of years old? They are answering an ancient call, a message coded into their very DNA, and the siren is the unexpected messenger. Let's first debunk the most common myth, the pain theory. A dog's hearing is incredibly sophisticated, capable of detecting frequencies far beyond the range of a human ear. While a siren is certainly loud, if it were causing physical pain, your dog's reaction would be completely different. A dog experiencing auditory pain would display avoidance behaviors. They would try to run away from the sound, cower in a corner, flatten their ears against their head, or tuck their tail between their legs. They would look distressed, anxious, and desperate for the noise to stop. But that's not what they do, is it? Observe your dog the next time a siren passes. They often stand tall, lift their head high, and join in with a full-throated, confident howl. This isn't the body language of an animal in pain. This is the body language of an animal communicating. They aren't trying to escape the sound. They are actively engaging with it. So if it's not pain, what is it? The answer lies not in your modern living room, but on the vast, open plains and dense forests of their ancestors. To understand your dog's howl, you first have to understand the wolf's howl. For a wolf pack, howling is the original long-distance communication tool. It's their social network, their GPS, and their territorial fence, all rolled into one powerful vocalization. A howl can travel for 6 to 7 miles in the right conditions, carrying complex messages across huge distances. Wolves howl to rally the pack for a hunt, to warn rival packs to stay away from their territory, or to celebrate a successful kill. But one of the most important reasons they howl is simply to locate one another. It's a lonely-sounding call that serves a deeply social purpose. I am here. Where are you? When a wolf becomes separated from its pack, it will howl, sending out a signal into the wilderness. It waits, listening for the answering howls of its family, which guide it back home. It is a primal, instinctual roll call. This behavior is so deeply embedded that it has been passed down through countless generations, from wolves to the very first domesticated dogs. Your dog, whether it's a tiny Chihuahua or a massive Great Dane, carries that same ancestral software. And here is where the siren comes in. Through a bizarre coincidence of acoustic engineering, the specific frequency of a modern emergency siren is a near-perfect mimic of a canine howl. Sirens produce a long, sustained tone that slides up and down a specific frequency range, usually between 1 and 4 kilohertz. This rising and falling pitch, this specific sonic signature, is almost indistinguishable to a dog's ear from the howl of another, distant dog. They don't hear a vehicle, they hear a voice. When that sound wave reaches your dog's ears, it doesn't get processed as noise. It bypasses conscious thought and flips a switch deep in their primal brain. It's a trigger. The sound is a perfect key, fitting into an ancient, genetic lock. The instinct that screams, "Pack member is calling," takes over. And their response is just as instinctual. They are not choosing to howl in the way you might choose to sing along to a song. They are compelled to answer. Their howl is a reply, sent out into the neighborhood with a clear, simple message. I hear your call, distant packmate. I am here. This is my location. It is a beautiful, involuntary echo of their wild heritage. They are attempting to make contact, to let the source of the howl know where they are, reaffirming their own presence in the vast, confusing soundscape of the human world. They are participating in a conversation, even if the other party is just a machine. But this raises a fascinating question. If this is such a hardwired, primal instinct, why doesn't every single dog do it? And what about other sounds? Some dogs will howl at a clarinet, a flute, or even their owner singing a particular note off-key. Are these also ghost howls from the wild? The answer is more complex than you might think, and it reveals something deeply personal about your dog's unique personality, their past experiences, and even their specific relationship with you. The reasons one dog remains silent while another sings the song of its people are tied directly to their confidence, their perception of their role within your family pack, and how they view you as their leader. Let's break that down. Think of your family as a small, modern-day wolf pack. In any pack, there is a clear hierarchy. The pack leader, or the alpha, is the one who makes the decisions, assesses threats, and ensures the safety of the group. For many dogs, you are that leader. Your confidence, your calmness, and your reactions tell them whether the world is safe or dangerous. Now, here is where the story takes a shocking and deeply psychological turn. What if, when your dog howls at a siren, the message isn't actually for the siren at all? What if the real intended recipient of that ancient call is you? Consider this. That siren isn't just a ghost howl from a long-lost pack member. To a dog's primal brain, it could also be interpreted as the howl of a rival pack, an unknown group encroaching on your territory. This triggers a complex, two-part instinct. Part 1 is the urge to answer, "This territory is taken." But part 2 is even more crucial. It's an immediate security check. The dog looks to its leader for a response. Its howl is no longer just a statement. It becomes a question. "Leader? I hear a potential intruder. I am sounding the alarm. What are your orders? Do you have this under control?" This is a test. It's an instinctual, subconscious test of your leadership. This is why a supremely confident dog who sees itself as the leader might howl loudly and proudly, taking charge of the situation. Conversely, a dog that is completely secure in your leadership might remain silent. It hears the threat, glances at you, sees that you are calm and unconcerned, and concludes that everything is fine. Your lack of reaction is the all-clear signal it was looking for. And the dogs who howl anxiously, the ones who seem distressed, they are often the dogs who are uncertain about the pack's leadership. They sound the alarm, but your reaction, or lack thereof, doesn't give them the reassurance they need. This also explains our role in this ancient drama. How do you react when your dog howls? Do you rush to comfort it, saying, it's okay," in a high-pitched, worried voice? To your dog, you're not comforting them. You're agreeing with them. You're saying, "You are right to be alarmed. I am also alarmed." You have just failed the leadership test. And you have reinforced the idea that sirens are a legitimate cause for panic, making the behavior more likely to happen next time. The most powerful response from a pack leader is calm indifference. By hearing the siren and the howl and doing absolutely nothing, you send a clear message coded in the ancient language of pack dynamics. I hear the signal. It is not a threat. I am in control. We are safe. Stand down. This simple, quiet authority is something a dog's instincts understand perfectly. This leadership test theory also unlocks the mystery of why some dogs howl at musical instruments or a badly sung note. The specific sound isn't the point. A long, sustained, rising and falling tone from a clarinet is, structurally, a howl. It's an acoustic ghost that triggers the potential intruder protocol. Your dog isn't a music critic. It's a security officer, reporting a potential breach and looking to you for confirmation. But this brings up an even deeper, more unsettling possibility. What if the howl isn't a question, but a warning? Not about a threat outside your home, but about a perceived weakness within it? In this chilling interpretation, the howl becomes a declaration of instability. It's the dog, feeling the absence of a calm, assertive leader, taking on a role it was never meant to have. It's broadcasting a message of vulnerability to the world, a desperate attempt to project a strength it fears the pack lacks. Your dog isn't just testing your leadership. It's stepping in to fill a void it perceives in you. This is the most profound and challenging truth of all. Sometimes, your dog's howl is a perfect mirror. It reflects the anxiety, the stress, and the uncertainty it senses from its leader. The howl isn't about the siren. It's about the emotional storm inside your own home. Your dog, with its incredible sensitivity, has detected your fear and is responding in the only way it knows how. It's a symptom, not of a bad dog, but of a pack in emotional distress. But this knowledge is not a burden. It is a gift. It is the key to a deeper, more honest relationship with your animal companion. It empowers you to quiet the anxious howl. You don't need to correct the dog. You need to reassure it. And that reassurance doesn't come from panicked words, but from a fundamental change within yourself. By managing your own stress, by projecting calm, confident energy, you become the leader your dog is desperately looking for. You provide the answer to the ancient question its howl is asking, and the answer is silence. Your quiet confidence tells them that the territory is secure, the pack is strong, and the leader is in control. You absorb the alarm and neutralize it, allowing them to finally stand down from a job that was never theirs to begin with. The howl, that echo from the dawn of time, is not just a sound. It is a dialogue, a complex, psychological conversation that reveals the intricate dynamics of your shared life. It's a barometer of trust, a test of leadership, and a reflection of the invisible emotional bonds that connect our two species across millennia. The ghost of the wolf lives on in our homes, not as a wild beast to be tamed, but as a loyal partner, asking us a simple question: are we safe? And the greatest gift we can give them is a life where the answer is always yes. For more revelations that will forever change the way you see your closest companion, subscribe to Canine, because every look, every listen, and every howl is a story, if you only know how to understand.